Hi, everybody. Today, I want to talk about heading tags and why they're basically important. So, I'm going to quickly give you a rundown as to what heading tags are and just two pieces of advice that will help you create better heading tags. So, firstly, heading tags are like an HTML element on your website. Normally, it's used by designers and developers to kind of indicate different styles. So, like every heading tag looks a certain way across the website, every H2 looks a certain way across the website. So, that's the first point. It's kind of like an HTML tag that you can put on your website, and it normally is used for styling purposes. But for SEO, it's also used, and it's used for SEO because it's probably, in my opinion, the most valuable on-page element on your website. So there's many different types of elements, right? So you can have powerful backlinks, you can have amazing user signals. These are all different parts. You can have amazing authority on your website. These are all different elements, but in terms of on page, what's actually going on the page, in my opinion, heading tags are probably the most important element. The other thing you need to understand is that there's different types of heading tags. So there's H1, which is the most important, and it's weighed by Google the most. So Google basically looks at this very careful detail to determine what the page is about and how high it's going to rank it for certain terms. And then you have H2 all the way to H6, which are less so important, but they are still pretty important that you want to focus on them. So in terms of my advice for creating heading tags, first advice that I would kind of give is to only have one H1. You can have multiple H2s, threes, four, fives, and sixes, but only try to have one H1. And my second piece of advice is that when you are creating that H1, make sure you're putting your target keywords in there. Because it's weighed more, it's more important to have your target keywords in there. And then with the H2 to all the way to H6, what you can do is put your secondary terms in there, or basically questions that people might be asking. Also LSIs, if you know what that is. If you don't, just Google it. So that's what you want in your heading tags. In your H1, make sure that there's only one H1 and that you're putting your target keywords. And then in H2 to H6, you can have multiple, but just make sure you're putting your secondary terms and questions, LSIs, stuff like that. Hopefully that helps.